Hey everyone, welcome to a Kurt on Cougs post-game cooldown. Great win for the Cougs tonight. They go out there, they beat Cincinnati. Tough road win, love to see it. And now putting themselves in a great position to make the Big 12 title game. So, before I dive into the implications, first of all, thoughts on this game. First of all, what I loved. LJ Martin, oh my goodness. He played amazingly in this game, ran so hard. Looked a little banged up towards the end, but seemed to still be going pretty well. Got that last touchdown, which was nice. So yeah, huge play to seal the deal for BYU. Ultimately, probably was already sealed. I'll talk about that a little more later. So loved that. Loved the grit this team showed as well. Red zone defense was really nice. Cincinnati went away empty-handed on a lot of opportunities, so loved that. Tanner Wall's pick, huge play, game-changing. Overall, great game. Now what I didn't like as much in this one, now of course, a win's a win. It's on the road. I honestly don't care too much about these things I don't like. But still things you'd like to see improved. One thing, Bear plate was a little shaky today. Ultimately figured it out. Also, this defense played really well all night with the exception of just those big pass plays. Just got beat a few times over the top. Sorsby made him pay. Ultimately, though, you come up clutch with the win. Ultimately, deciding factor in this one, and it's one that I mentioned as one of my deciding factors coming into this, was red zone offense. Or maybe even not specifically red zone at the 20, but scoring zone. BYU played a lot better in that area than Cincinnati did, as they managed to punch in the ball for touchdowns in those situations. While in the meantime, the Bearcats, they left a lot of points potentially on the field. And I will say, I don't know, I feel like this is kind of half BYU just playing amazing defense and half Cincinnati just totally messing up on their opportunities. You had the 3 missed field goals. Now credit to the BYU defense on those though, as a lot of them were pretty close to his career long. He had one that was 48, that's 2 yards further, and then the other 2 were within 4 and 6 yards. So just 4 or 6 yards shorter. So ultimately forced some good long field goals. Kind of wild he missed all 3 of them. Also, early in the game, the stop on 4th down, and then later on that fumble that was forced by Beasley. That was a wild play, a play that I wish the refs had not blown the whistle there. Ended up taking away what would have potentially been an Isaiah Glasgow touchdown. But all's well. BYU wins. Nothing to be too cranky about. One interesting thing at the end was LJ Martin running in that last touchdown. In my personal opinion, I don't think it's a big deal. I feel like BYU was just, trying to run out clock. Ultimately, he gets in the open field. He had a great game. I don't blame him for wanting to get one more touchdown on the board. I believe I saw this is the 7th best rushing game in school history. Also, most yards an individual player has had since 2021. So yeah, great job by LJ. Love it. So now looking at what the implications of this are. So also earlier tonight, Arizona State managed to beat Colorado. So BYU has not quite clinched their spot, but they could have it clinched next week going into next Saturday's matchup against UCF, as Arizona will be playing on a Friday at home against their rivals, the Arizona Wildcats. Both teams come in with 3 losses, so both teams 8-3, so should be a good game. If the Wildcats beat Arizona State, then BYU is automatically in, as Arizona State is the only team that can really beat BYU in a tiebreaker, or at least a head-to-head tiebreaker. BYU has the tiebreaker over Utah just by virtue of beating them earlier in the season. So, overall, things are looking great for BYU. UCF, I'm feeling pretty confident the Cougars will win that game, but the one thing about UCF is they're always a very athletic team. This is a team that can make some big plays. Ultimately, feeling pretty good about the Cougars' chances. The road to Arlington looks pretty sweet. On to next week. And also, a fun thing about next week's game is I will be there at LaVell Edwards Stadium. So, if any of y'all are there, want to